This is all Astrology. My name is G. And Taurus, this is for you. Your November 2022. I'm going to talk about the eclipse that is coming in November. Yes, another eclipse is coming. We had one at the end of October, and so this was the next one. Eclipses normally work that way. They always come in a pair. Sometimes they even have 3 of them, right? But they're always 2 weeks apart. So this one is that. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about where this happens in your life. You hear me shuffling cards because after I talk about the eclipse for you and where it happens in your life, you know, whether it's work or money or love or family, you know, whatever, right? We'll find that out. Area of fun, who knows? We'll see. We're going to take a look. And then we'll pull a card so that you have a nice visual, maybe to give you a little bit more details, a little bit like a clarifier type of thing. And then after that, we're going to also talk about your new beginning in the month of November. Right. There's going to be a new moon towards the end of the month. I'll give you the dates. I'll give you the degrees for those of you who like it, who want that information. I won't go too deep on the astrological stuff. I will try to keep it as unastrological as I can for you, because I saved the deep dive videos for those who really want it. I will include all the digits below, though, so that for those of you who are into that and who are following along in that way can do that. Now, if you want your chart, if you need your chart, if you have a chart and you're not even sure if it's right, because you'd be surprised how many people I come across and their charts are incorrect, just comment to me in the digits or in the comments below, and I will get your chart to you. That's important to me because that's just what all astrology is all about, making sure the chart in your hand is accurate. And that's what you get for just being part of the family here, being one of the stars, we call you, right? Because we are all stars. So here we go, Taurus. We're going to start with you. I'm looking right at the November eclipse. It happens in the sign of Taurus, and it's at 16 degrees, Taurus. It's at 16 degrees. And where does this happen in your life? Well, if you are a Taurus, then typically you're watching for your rising sign or your ascendant, same thing. So that's in your first house. Your first house, this would be your appearance, your physical body. Yes. I've had other Tauruses reaching out as of late who are talking about making changes, whether it was at home, like if they were thinking of moving or planning a move, considering it, right? Because if it's your physical body, it's the location of your physical body. If you have an eclipse in your first house, sometimes, especially if it's on your actual ascendant digits, which is why I give those out, you literally could be moving. And the move could have something to do with maybe you need to find a new place to live, right? You can't afford it anymore. Maybe you're finding a different job. Maybe you got a promotion and it's over there, right? And you just need to no longer be where you are because it just doesn't make sense. So it could be something like that. It could also be something about your physical appearance changing. So we'll go over a few of the Taurus keywords that would be relatable. Remember, Taurus is the 5 senses, right? So the 5 senses for Taurus energy, it's the like what I see, what I smell, what I taste, what I touch, what I hear, right? But it's also tactile. It's literally, it's like I'm holding a pen. It's cold. I know I'm holding a pen. But do you notice something else? Is there anything else? Some Tauruses and some of you out there who maybe, operate a little bit more on the psychic side, you can pick an object up and get a vibration off of it. That object literally may tell you things, right? I know a person in particular who has not only a Taurus ascendant, but her moon is in her first house. So that's somebody because the moon is exalted in the sign of Taurus. It's really powerful there. So what that tells me and what that would tell you is there is a direct line between a lot of females and yourself, if this was you, Taurus moon, and the past. Like you're meeting these people, there's this friendship, it just kind of works. Yeah, there's history because that's the moon. But here's the thing. This is a lunar eclipse. Yeah, this is a lunar eclipse at 16 degrees in the sign of Taurus. And Taurus is my money, my values. So when we think about it being in your first house, and the first house is your appearance, like if you were to go look up a video of mine from a year ago or a year and a half ago, like you would have seen my hair like bam, like that was it. None of this was here. My appearance has changed. Yeah, it has drastically, well, maybe it's not drastic, but anytime I look in the mirror, I'm like, okay, who the hell are we today? You know, like what's going on? So yeah, your appearances can change. Now this can be your clothing because Taurus is all about fine clothing. It likes shoes and accessories, but it's beauty and makeup. That's all Taurus stuff. Beauty is big with Taurus energy. So it can be, making yourself look beautiful, just changing something about your appearance. It can be something as minuscule, well, or big as that. Like what do women do when they want to change their appearance? First thing they go usually is the hair. They either change the hair color or hack it all off, right? Or both. Yeah. So your physical appearance, but it could be your location. Yeah. Now, because it's a lunar eclipse, usually it's feminine energy and an emotion involved and a release and a let go. So there's something you're releasing and letting go, Taurus, something about your appearance, but possibly your location. Yeah. Maybe you're in a house and you're switching the room that you sleep in. Maybe you're going to a different room, right? Could be as simple as that. Sure could. Yep. Absolutely. It can be that simple. Maybe you're just releasing things about yourself. Like you may go into your closet and be like, okay, I have too much of this. Taurus on a high level is a minimalistic energy. It's like, okay, I don't want to waste. Right. Right. But let's not forget Taurus is also food, right? It's your creature comforts. So there might be some things where you're just like, okay, this stuff is more of like, it's heavy. It feels like it's a weight on me. I don't need this stuff anymore. Or I can pass it on, right? Move it forward, give it forward, pay it forward, whatever that saying is. Give it to somebody who can use it, right? Give it to somebody who actually needs it. So Taurus energy, reestablishing our values. I have to add here that because this is conjunct Uranus, which it is, this will likely have a lot to do with the public in general because the moon on a small scale is your past, but it's also your childhood and your personal family. But when we get away from our own family, how many of you have made people, family members that you're not related to by blood? Like you're that close where you consider them family, right? Yeah, I think a lot of us could raise our hands on that one. So it's like your tribe energy, they feel like your tribe. Now, because it's the full moon, when we take it up another notch and we go bigger, right? When we go macro, it's the public. So again, I've kind of been talking about this, values, money, banking, finances, shocks and surprises are possible. Okay. They are possible. So look up those degrees. Let me know if you want more information. I can help you out. I'm hearing to grab I've been shuffling the whole time. They're telling me just to take the card right here. Okay. I will do that. Take a look. This is super creative. Where's my little pointer? It might be better. You have Leo energy, which is about fun. It's creativity. Like you can literally have a baby. Yep. Fun, children, joy, romance. That's what makes a baby sometimes, right? Yep. Children, fun, joy, romance. Your happy place. What is your happy place? I almost feel like I picked this card out for myself personally, but I did what I was told. I used to love meditating, and I don't live alone anymore, and I don't have the access to just have the peace and the quiet to meditate. But they say if you really are a meditator, it doesn't matter where you're at. You should be able to meditate in the middle of a freaking storm. Anyway, I'm not there yet. So Pisces, meditation, but creative. These are both really, really, really creative energies. Performers, actors. It's interesting because this is a very mature sun. It's not, Leo's normally playful and childlike. This is not showing that at all. This is really showing more. You see how the sun is just radiating in the background? Without the sun, we would all die, right? Solar energy, yeah, put aside solar energy. Everything needs the sunlight, everything, right? And Taurus is a earth sign. So there's something about this spirituality, because that's what this is, a spiritual journey and meditation, and we are all one, and peace and unity and oneness. How can we come together? And this is a person in charge. The sun is somebody who is in charge, like an authority figure in some way. Yeah. So that's why I said this is a very mature Leo energy, very mature. So maybe somebody who's pretending to be a spiritual leader. That could be it. But this can be politics too. Pisces can be politics, can be theater and movies and stories even, right? That's Pisces energy. And Leo's very, very creative. It likes laughter. It shines. It's optimistic. It's bright. That's Leo energy. Very optimistic and bright. It shines. It shines a light on the path for others, typically. Okay. So, wow, Taurus, this is fascinating to me. I will add, I'm looking at the actual chart because I'm going back to this moment. Authority figure. Yeah, Uranus. That's the other thing. I talked about the Uranus energy in Taurus. Uranus is also an authority figure. Yeah, it is. It's an authority figure too. So I'm just curious, like, wow. Remember, this is a release. So maybe there's something about maybe you were having fun and like you're getting more serious now. Yeah, this is just a Leo energy that's just more mature. It's just, yeah, it's more mature. I can't I can't change that for you in this reading. Um yeah. And the other thing I will add is that these energies, because this can be cat energy too, and it's fascinating because today, even with the girls, as I was sitting here trying to upload videos and stuff and to record, um, both the girls, because of the change in weather, have been really, really needy. And and the cat energy, and really feeling like kids, like Zoe. I literally had to put her in my arms and walk her down the hallway, and then find her a warm wool blanket to roll her up in. And yeah, she's much happier, but it takes a minute for her to realize that's what she wants. Like, she doesn't know it until you do it for her. And that's what she wanted. And she's comfy and sleeping. But again, it was like having like a child in the house and it being a bit of an annoyance. That's why I started that story off, because these two energies, they kind of annoy each other. Yeah, it's like, because first of all, they can both be very dramatic. Pisces can be dramatic, and so can Leo energy. So there's something there when the other looks at the other one, and it's just like, okay, get over yourself or stop the drama, whatever. Hopefully you can relate to this, but maybe remember, this is about yourself and your appearance and a release and a let go. But what I will add here is that it's not just about a let go. This is an eclipse. So it is the lunar stuff. It is the letting go, but it's to make way for the new, because your north node is here. Yeah, the north node's in Taurus. So there is something new incoming, right? So even if you don't understand what's happening at the moment, have faith, Taurus. The universe has your back. November 23rd, a new beginning, and that new beginning is in your 8th house. Deep emotions, things that might have been painful and hurtful at one time. Now, I want you to take a hold of your fear, okay? This is the thing with Tauruses who have Taurus on their ascendant. When there is something where you feel a sense of fear in something, like the unknown or just the uncertainty or the insecurity, right, when we don't have our food, when we don't have our creature comforts, when we're not sure where the next dollar is coming from, there's this unbelievable amount of fear that we feel we're being swallowed up in. This is because you have Jupiter energy. Jupiter adds to things. It can exaggerate things. You have this in your 8th house of emotions. And these emotions, they aren't made up. These were vulnerabilities from wounds that you had in the past. And it wasn't just the past of this lifetime, like your childhood. This was from other lifetimes, all right? Or from your soul's history. We'll put it like that if you like that, okay? So your soul carries that history, that memory of those wounds. And when things happen in this lifetime, it triggers those things. And so there's this Jupiter effect where it goes whoosh. It's like you've got a fire going, a warm, big fire, and someone throws gasoline on it, and all of a sudden it just woof, right? You hear that big, crazy noise, and it's like, holy crap. That's that. So the thing is, you're having a new moon here. So I like this because it's a new beginning. It is at 1 degree and 37 minutes. So it's right at the very beginning of Sagittarius energy. It's 1:37 in Sag. So for some of you Tauruses, this could be in your 7th house. And I can think of a few of you who would be kind of excited about this. Check the degrees, right? Because if you have a house cusp line at 137, it would be your 8th house cusp line. But that 137, you may have a planet there in your 7th house. And I'm only saying this because then that would be significant one-on-one relationships. It would change it altogether. So if you think it's in your seventh house, go watch the Gemini video for November, because that will talk all about the seventh house and what that would mean for you. Okay. But for Taurus, this is another area of your chart where you're recognizing there's something tied with justice and freedom and your beliefs. And it has to do with vulnerabilities and pains from the past, like deep emotional wounds from the past. And the process of going through this is about recognizing that they're there, figuring out, okay, what is this from? Because then when we recognize it and acknowledge it and see it and bring it up to the light, then we can deal with it. Then we can be like, okay, that's not founded in anything from this lifetime. What the hell? Right. So I have to like be able to maybe go through counseling, maybe talk to people about it that, even if it's not a professional counselor, maybe find others who feel the same way or who have the same experiences. But it's Sagittarius, so it's learning a new way of dealing with those emotions, those things from the past, those old hurts, and possibly teaching, because it's Sagittarius, right? And it's, again, this is spirituality. Fascinating, that card you just got, because that was for your eclipse video, that spiritual thing. Sagittarius is religion and spirituality too. Anyway, it's also the judicial system and judges and opinions, possibly unconscious judgments. Okay. So yeah, that's a new moon. It's a new beginning, a new belief, possibly new freedoms. Maybe you'll be going to school, taking some online classes, doing something that's considered extended education. All right. Could have to do with spirituality and religion. Maybe it's just simply traveling, because that's Sag, getting in that airplane and flying. That's Sagittarius. So maybe you'll be doing some traveling, right? Let's pull you a card and find out. They're saying to just mix them now, because I've been shuffling them. They said do your usual shuffle and then cut the deck. Okay, fair enough. One more time. And then we're going to cut the deck. So we're going to do that so you guys can see. I don't know how that looks, but we're cutting the deck right there. And we're going to take the card that's right here. Okay. And what do you got? What? Communication, options and choices. Gemini, talking, writing, communication, reporting information, social media, but it could be emails and phone calls, right? Filling out paperwork, right? Communication, Mercury, talking, information. This is somebody in charge. Hold on. There we go. I'm doing all this backwards. It's like looking in a mirror. You know how that is? It's so weird. So it's Leo energy. Someone in charge came up again. Again, the authority figures keep coming up for you, Taurus. What's going on? Are you dealing with somebody with work? Do you have an authority figure at your job? Do you have somebody in your life? It could be someone of the clergy, possibly. This card doesn't suggest that, but the other card did. It suggested spiritual energy, but possibly somebody in charge. And this too, this is a new moon in Sag, so spirituality, somebody in charge. But this is like, you see how there's an audience? So it's almost like there's a play going on, or there's, like there's a bit of acting and theater involved in this. So I find that fascinating for you, because it's a new moon. So it's a new beginning. Are you going to be the one in charge? Are you going to become the authority on something? Are you going to be the authority figure on the old wounds? And again, there's something theatrical here, because there's an audience. So maybe it's a live audience. Maybe it's vlogging or blogging. Maybe, you're in a classroom, but this person's in charge. They're the only one on stage that I can see. They have a role, or kind of sort of making a proclamation or whatever. And yeah, that's somebody who doesn't have a speaking role. And this would be speaking, talking, and communicating. So even if you're not verbally speaking, you're doing some more communication via social media. This is expressing uniquely your individuality, standing out about those wounds, right? A new beginning, sharing those wounds, taking those past hurts. This is the universe. This is divine energy stepping in and showing you that it's time to talk about stuff. There's things, and the universe is just saying it's time. Let's get those vulnerabilities out into the open, because once they're out in the open, they will no longer control you. Right. Keeping them dark and hidden and buried, They're controlling you whether you were aware of it or not. So it's time. It's time to declare your unique sense of individuality. So below the video, I'll have all the degrees for those of you who like to pay attention to the degrees in your chart. Again, if you don't know and you want to know, just comment below.